Knight Jarecki here with head coach Tommy Richards for today's Tommy Talk. And coach, I mean, it's been forever. I'm going to be honest with you. I kind of miss this. Have you missed the Tommy Talks, or are you kind of over it at this point in the season?
No, I have missed it, dude. I'm not over it at all. Every day is awesome out here. The Tommy Talk is, it's good to spend time with you, man. You make me think, and it's all good stuff, so I like it a lot.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's been a while since we've gotten the chance to actually talk. We had the series in Walla, and then the first game in Corvallis yesterday. What was your overall assessment from that series in Walla, and then we can get into that game yesterday in Corvallis?
Yeah, Walla. I mean, each game is a little bit different. Obviously, the third game there, we were able to salvage a series, so I'm proud of that. Game 2 was tighter, 3-4 loss. Then the first one was a little bit more kind of out of hand. So I was happy that we had the resolve to stay in the fight and pick up the victory in game 3. But we'd just like to be more consistent. I think kind of the theme since the last time that we've talked has really just been we're digging ourselves in holes early in games, and a lot of it is because of the defensive play. And I mean, that's consistent with what was happening last night too. So that's kind of been the thing that we've got to, we got to mitigate that a little bit and protect our pitching a little bit more on the defensive side. Offensively, I think we're coming around a bit. Still not playing a true kind of consistent lineup. A lot of, getting guys opportunities and stuff like that. But optimistic, and would have liked to won the series in Walla, but couldn't do it.
Obviously, yesterday it was another loss for you guys. You guys have only had 2 wins in your last 11 games, and people may be frustrated with the record, but I think that a lot of people forget this is a developmental league, and a lot of these guys are developing. In your eyes, who are some players that have taken the extra step this summer and really have developed?
Gosh, that's a great question, man. I mean, it's interesting when I go back and kind of look at notes from the beginning of the summer, or even just to think about how I thought about guys at the beginning of summer, and then to get to now and think about how far they've come or ways that they've improved. I've liked to see Trevor Anderson, kind of his game develop. I know he's not hitting what he wishes to be hitting, but I think that there's a lot of loud outs in there and like line drives that are getting caught. I just think that he plays hard, so I think it's been a productive summer for him. So many of the young guys, the incoming freshmen, I think that this summer has been invaluable for them. Look at how many at-bats we've poured into Reeder, and just Hellman last night hit a ball like incredibly hard. Gosh, man, that's a tough question, but it's been really cool to see Isaiah Thomas kind of come into his own, after having the gap year there where he wasn't playing. And then at the beginning of the summer, he looked out of rhythm, and it just kind of looked like he had a year off. And then we go through it, and you see his at-bats getting better, his timing getting better. He's kind of losing the hesitancy piece that was maybe there at the beginning. And then you should have seen the ball he hit in Walla. I mean, it was demolished. But there's still a lot of work that he has to do to become the player that he can be, because he's got a really high ceiling and such a good player. So, and then so many of the arms I thought have just competed so hard. I mean, think about Julian Hernandez, what he's done for us. So many outings, we use him in leverage kind of stuff. We're getting to a point in the summer where guys are going home, or have reached their innings limits and stuff like that. And so it's going to be a lot of new guys out there. But yeah, I mean, those are some of the guys that stand out to me. Jalen coming in and playing shortstop every day has been good. Nate Stevens kind of came in, started out hot, then he went through a little bit of a cold stretch offensively. But now I think he's kind of getting back to being the player that he can be. So, gosh, I could talk about all of them. But yeah, it's been fun to watch him grow and develop.
I'm sure you could talk about all of them. You kind of mentioned Nate Stevens at the end. I kind of want to talk to you about him a little bit as well. He had the big home run yesterday, and he's been swinging the bat pretty well since that last game in Ridgefield. What do you think the big shift was for him and to get those big at-bats again?
I think complexity is the enemy of execution, and I think for him, he's just got to keep it simple, and a quiet mind is a strong bat, and the less that he can think in there and the more that he can just trust his process and his ability, I think the better that he is. I heard Mike Leach say, one of the ways that he decides who plays quarterback is the guy that elevates the others around him. You know what I mean? It's not necessarily the guy with the quickest time to release or the most accurate guy. Obviously that's important, but the most important thing at the quarterback position is, do you elevate the guys around you? And I think Nate actually does a good job on the field, between the lines of he's been a good teammate, kind of elevating the play of others around him. So I've been happy with what he's been doing.
On the other side of things, today we're going to get KJ Ruffo on the mound on the pitching side. What have you seen from him throughout the summer? And I believe this is going to be his last start. Is it his last start today?
Yep.
It's the last start for him today. What have you seen throughout the summer for him, and what are you hoping to see from him in his final start today?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, he's had some good outings for us. I mean, he got a win against Corvallis last time he pitched against them. So he's had good outings, and then he's had outings where maybe he's just kind of lacked like that wipeout pitch. You know what I'm saying? I think as far as his development goes, I think that's one thing that would be huge for him. If you go back and look at like his last few outings, it seems like the first batter of the game is always like a 7 to 10 pitch at bat, where there's just, if he could wipe that guy out, that'd be huge. And so I think that at times he's maybe thrown more pitches per AB than he wants to. And I think maybe developing that wipeout pitch could get him deeper into games. But I've been really proud of KJ. I think he's got a really high ceiling, and I think he's going to do great things at Portland. He can get the fastball to both sides of the plate, throw the slider cutter deal in there, and be really effective. So I just hope he goes out there. One thing we talked about last time with him was just like composure. You know what I mean? And because at some point the ball is going to bounce the wrong way tonight. You know what I mean? The umpires are going to miss calls. It's going to happen in Corvallis too. And I think part of the game is like who can handle those things better. I think that goes a long ways in kind of deciding the outcome of the game. So hopefully he can do that tonight.
That July 4th week, we had a lot of pitchers get the start for Springfield, and that was their final start of their Springfield Drifter career. They ended up going 7 innings 3 times during that week. Is 7 innings a goal for KJ Ruffo today?
I mean, it depends on how many pitches per inning he's throwing. It'll probably be like 70 pitches right in there. He didn't log a ton of innings at Portland in the spring, but just thinking about the mileage that he's had this summer. So if he wants to go deep in the game, he's going to have to try and get guys on or out in less than heads up. You all right?
Yeah, I'm all good. I hit the brother.
Got your bill. But yeah, I mean, it just comes down to on or out in less than 3 kind of a thing. If you can keep your composure through that, then you can do it through anything.
Oh, for sure. Last question, a little bit of a silly one, but new uniforms today. What are your thoughts on these ones?
Yeah, awesome. Columbia blue, kind of. They got the buck blood kind of feel to them, and I'm really excited about them. The Spanish, I'm not sure exactly what the translation is. I'm sure it's drifters, but the guys are jacked up. We like the Columbia blue, and we're fired up, man.
Awesome. Good luck today, Coach.
Thanks, man.
That's been today's Tommy Talk with head coach Tommy Richards.